19 wickets tumble on day for the bowlers. Lancashire will head to Sophia Gardens in fine fettle after last week's result against Yorkshire at Emirates Old Trafford, and they had hopes of extending their lead at the top of Group 3, which currently sits at 24 points. The hosts won the first competition of the day though, the toss won, and the visitors put into bat, and they were struggling straight away. No ton this time for Jennings. They'd play their way to 32 when Glamorgan found their second wicket. Wells padded up to Whale, out LBW for 10. Lancashire didn't get much further before they were 3 down. Davis, out caught by Salter. Bohannon and Livingston steered Lancashire past 50 runs. Could they rebuild for their side? They'd get as far as 66 when Bohannon was caught behind off the bowling of Hogan. Glamorgan's morning success continued. The wicket meant the visitors would head into lunch in a bit of a sticky patch at 74 for 4. Some work to do after the break. But the resumption wasn't kind to Lancashire. Into the 80s when Villas was pinned LBW for 12. And just a few balls later, Livingston followed, caught behind, and Lancashire were now 6 down. Wood and Lamb had Lancashire on 100. The number 7 found some joy and dished out some tap to the Glamorgan bowlers. But that approach led to his departure, out LBW to Nisa as he looked to whip another one to the boundary. He'd helped his side get on the road to 150, but his departure saw Lancashire get bogged down and eventually succumb to the pressure. Lamb struck on the pads and out LBW to Nisa. Mahmood went down in history with his maiden 5 for last time out, but he wouldn't be able to do much with the bat. Stumps left in a mess when he chopped Douthwaite on. The visitors made it as far as 173 when they lost their final wicket. Douthwaite the man to take it, Bailey out the same way as Mahmood before him. Lancashire will be disappointed with their return after a mammoth innings last time out saw them only have to bat once. Plenty of starts for the side, but the top score of 31 belonged to Tom Bailey, and that told the tale. David Lloyd and Joe Cook were the men tasked with getting Glamorgan up and running, and for a time, it looked like they could unite for a long-serving partnership. But with the score on 38, Lancashire had their first wicket. Mahmood back in amongst them. Lloyd bowled with no shot offered. Labuschagne and Cook regrouped and recovered. The Aussie with the bulk of the runs as they moved past 50 and into the 70s. That's when Lancashire picked up their second. Cook bowled by Bailey for 14. It was 2 in 2 for Bailey. Billy Root out first ball, LBW. Lancashire were doing much better with the ball than they had with the bat. With the score in the 90s, Bailey had Carlson trapped LBW. Cook then went for a 13-ball duck, caught by Bohannon off the bowling of Lamb. Glamorgan still shy of 100 runs. 4 from Labuschagne ensured they would tick into 3 figures before the end of the day. The Aussie looked to be the key for Glamorgan, but Lancashire had him with the next ball, out for 44, and the visitors were now on top. Douthwaite and Nisa hit back a little. Could they start to think about 150 before the end of the day? They got as far as 127 when Mahmood had another wicket. Douthwaite out on the pull and caught for 18. Whale took the long handle to Mahmood in response. The Lancs bowler sent soaring over the ropes, but Wood took advantage. Whale caught down the leg side to leave Glamorgan with just 2 wickets in hand. Make that 1. Mahmood again with the wicket. Salter's feet frozen, his pads found, and he was gone, LBW for none. Nisa fired them to 150 and promptly walked off. The single that took them to the mark was the last action of the day. Glamorgan finished 23 behind their visitors on a day that had seen 19 wickets tumble and only 323 runs scored. This match was moving along at a fair rate of knots. Would that continue on day 2?